It's almost as beautiful as the chain reaction of a nuclear explosion in a power plant or a bomb. Yes, it's homeopathy. The chain of immune response reaction that the homeopathic medicines trigger in your body is going to make you pass many a sleepless night. If you are a critic of homeopathy, we're over sure that you will start right now turning the pages of the established theories of medical science to falsify this scientific model of homeopathy. Certainly there are substantial differences between the two. Nuclear chain reaction and homeopathic immune response reaction. But both are mathematically self-evident and, therefore, beautiful. Yet there is a huge difference between the motifs behind the discoveries of the two. Whereas the first one was discovered to kill thousands of lives, the second one was discovered to save millions. Though the military warmongers cordially embraced Albert Einstein's energy conversion theory with a dream to expand the empire of war and terror, the imperialist dream of the mainstream medical frontiers stuck into Hahnemann's discovery. So, the science behind Hahnemann's discovery got frozen into the ice of propaganda for about 150 years. But time has changed. In this video, we are going to prove that most of the fundamental laws of science supports the authenticity of Hahnemann's discovery. The popular question about homeopathic medicines is, how do the minuscule medicinal substances cure diseases which are caused by harmful microorganisms such as bacteria, virus and fungus? It's frequently claimed that the small pills can neither kill nor do anything to stop the invading microorganisms. Critics like James Randi, Oliver Wendell, Dr. Shantanu Abhyankar and others have been troubled by this question for centuries. For John Forbes, personal physician to Queen Victoria, the extremely small doses of homeopathy were useless and considered them as an outrage to human reason. Another famous critic, James Young Simpson, said in 1853 of the highly diluted drugs, "No poison, however strong or powerful, the billionth or decillionth of which would in the least degree affect a man or harm a fly." Are the claims of these critics still scientifically valid in the 21st century? Far from shooting the swarming germs, the homeopathic medicines cannot kill even a single fly. It is true that the medicine that cannot kill even a fly cannot kill the invading germs. Then how do small doses of homeopathic medicines help the patient to get rid of disease? We found it quite surprising that most of the criticisms against homeopathy mainly focus on the smallness of the dose of homeopathic medicines. These critics seem to exploit the popular assumption that the larger the dose of medicine is, the stronger it is. They endeavor heart and soul to make people believe that, in order to be effective, medicines must be big, long and strong. They emphasize that only something big and strong can kill the invading disease agent. They claim that, after diluting infinitely, homeopathic medicines do not contain even a single molecule of the original medicinal substance. Even though the lower potencies contain few medicinal molecules, they are not sufficient enough to kill even a fly, let alone the invading germs. For years after years, they have spread the nutty propaganda that since homeopathic doses are small, they are ineffective and placebos. But this claim of these critics about the size of homeopathic medicine is not only blunt but also unscientific. Later, in this video, we will show that size does not matter. Even the minuscule amount of homeopathic toxic substance can induce an array of chain immune response reactions in your body to fight off the invading disease. Inducing the target immune responses is more important than killing the germs, in homeopathy. This is what the critics hide from you. These critics have always missed or purposefully overlooked the fact that homeopathic medicines are great immune response inducers. Homeopathic medicines are made from the world's deadliest poisons. At large doses, these medicines are violent killers. The science of immunology says that poisons not only kill but also infuriate the organism's immune system violently. In 1882, Ilya Ilyich Mechnikov, the Nobel laureate, discovered that, when threatened by any invading germs or toxic substances, living organisms initiate an immune response, phagocytosis, which is the history's first discovered immune response. In fact, phagocytosis is only one of a broad array of complex immune responses. It means that poisons severely threaten your immune system and provoke it to induce thousands of immune responses. The severer the poison is, the more immune responses it can induce. Whereas most of the traditional doctors attempt to kill the germs, a homeopathic doctor with her medicines never shoot the germs. Rather he or she shoots at the target healthy human cells to induce the target immune responses. Why do the homeopathic doctors perform such crazy act of poisoning the patient instead of killing the germs? The small doses of the homeopathic medicines are, in fact, toxic bullets which potentially threaten or injure a number of healthy cells. A single dose of homeopathic medicine is endowed with some essential features. For example, it's nano-weight. It's nanotoxic. It does not kill the whole organism, rather it kills only few targeted healthy cells. It can induce target immune responses. Depending on the types and severity of the toxins, these injured or threatened healthy cells trigger a broad array of immune responses such as immune signaling, phagocytosis, activation of cellular immunity, antigen-specific innate immunity, antigen-nonspecific innate immunity, subsequent activation of acquired immunity, etc. Which are out of the scope of this video. The mathematics behind this medicinal immune response stimulation is quite obvious. When the organism's immune system is threatened by the toxic doses of homeopathic medicine, it produces more immune responses than it requires to neutralize those toxic doses. It means that the immune system always produces some additional or surplus immune cells in order to counter possible future invasion. On the basis of the laws of similarity of immune responses and symptoms, these surplus immune cells move forward to counter the invading germs. In some recipes, smallness is the only criterion. No matter how big a hammer you use, you can't knock common sense into stupid people. In order to make a nuclear bomb explode, you need only a tiny neutron particle. Chain immune response reaction is a natural biological phenomenon, and any quantity of poison, large or small, will trigger it in human body. But only the immune responses, which are triggered by the smallest doses, can be used more therapeutically. The sole purpose of minimizing the poisonous dose is to minimize its toxicity and to increase the number of surplus activated immune cells. When the dose is large, most of the activated immune cells get engaged with the medicinal toxicity, and only few surplus activated immune cells can engage with the disease. But when the medicinal dose is small, the scenario is quite different from the previous one. Few activated immune cells get engaged with the medicinal toxicity, and most of the activated immune cells remain free to engage with the disease. When applied on healthy cells, minimized homeopathic medicines trigger only the immune responses without causing any deadly harm to the immune system. The doses of homeopathic poison are small enough to avoid severe damage to the patient. At the same time, they are large enough to infuriate the immune system to retaliate against the poisonous doses, as well as against the target who discovered this unique immunological aspect of poisons, that is, poisons not only kill but also infuriate the organism's defense system. He came up with the idea that, since poisons are good immune response inducers, non-harmful small doses of these poisons can be operated therapeutically to induce immune responses against any invading diseases. This homeopathic concept of manipulating the organism's immune response against medicinal poisons to cure diseases greatly echoes the modern concept of immunotherapy. The computer simulation shown in this video can essentially explain that homeopathy is not only mathematically coherent, but also accredited by the established laws of immunology and other branches of medical science.